Morning again, boys and girls. So as you can see, it's a pretty shitty day at the beach. I don't know what kind of accent that was, but I don't know, just roll with it. Yesterday it was nice. Today, and not so nice. Hell, even the fish are like, screw this. We're staying covered up today. Yeah. Pretty shitty. Where are we at right now in high tide? We should be low tide? Yeah, we're almost low tide. See the wall over there? That like yellowish line that goes horizontal. So however far you are below that is low tide. At high tide, we're right up at that middle double line at the top, or in the middle. So, anywho, yeah. So, let me show you what I've been playing with today here. Hold momentarily while I close the door. I can't wait to put an actual door on this thing. Good Lord. There we go. All right. That's another project you'll get to see. I've already got the framework for it in the making. And yeah, it won't be long. We'll actually have a wooden door on this thing with a window. And yeah, it'll have a doorknob, deadbolt, the whole nine. So anyway, the reason I'm doing that is because I want to put rigidity back into that part of the roof. By cutting this square in there like they did, it took all the rigidity out of that bulkhead, because that whole wall all the way across, by cutting that in there, they messed it up. So the way I'm doing it is going to put the rigidity back in it, and this big gaping hole that the previous owner cut is all getting filled back in to the original way. That's ridiculous right there. He thought he was being genius by cutting that massive hole so that he could hide his big screen TV and all his wires and shit behind there. Yeah, all he did was mess the boat up. So I'm putting it back the way it's supposed to be. Anyway, on to what we're playing with for today. So let me turn around here. So if you remember correctly, I showed you before that this is all rotted out all the way across here, because everybody that knows Prout knows that Prout's windows were absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. All they did was just drip water. Okay, so I went in here and pulled this first part out, and here's the weird part. Once you get above the window, the foam is in really nice shape. It's still nice and stretchy and still stuck to the glue and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna have to peel that all off. But nonetheless, that is all coming out. And I think I'm gonna leave this panel, because this panel is in really nice shape. So I am gonna leave that. However, when I go to put my wall up from this wall to this wall over here, I'm gonna have to cut this right here, only because, and I'm probably gonna have to trim the edge of this plastic panel, only because when I put it back in, I'm putting back, it's called Okuma. It's a plywood. Let me reword that. Technically it's not plywood. I don't think it's plywood. To me, if you know what Luan is like paneling. It's literally like 1/8 of an inch thick. It's like mobile home paneling. Okay. It's just made out of a different type of wood, and it's made different so that there's no air gaps in the fibers, and it's glued together. So what they do is they take like 5 or 6 panels of this okuma, and what they do is they glue them together with a waterproof glue, and then when they're done, they seal the edges and they seal both sides with that same type of sealant so that they're completely waterproof. The only advantage to the okuma is it's very light compared to legit plywood. Okay, now having said that, marine grade plywood is extremely heavy, and here's why. Marine grade plywood has a 1088 certification, and just like the okuma, the marine grade plywood is extremely dense. The way they make it, there's no air in the wood, which leaves no room for water. Okay, so when water hits marine grade plywood, it's only the outside layer. It never really gets all the way to the center, which is why it's so damn expensive, because they make it completely different. So anyway, this wall is going to be okuma, and where I'm sitting right now is actually going to be a bedroom. So all this back here, all this is all coming out. All of this is coming out, all of it. The only challenge I've got is, let me move this bag. Wait. So let me show you this. See that floor right there? That's fiberglass. That is actually the transition. That's part of the hull. That's part of the hull of the boat. So if you go under the front of my boat, you'll see the bottom of that. Okay, that's the transition from, I don't know if you can see it back there, that wall in the back to the center flotation device, which, having said that, some dumbass cut a hole, a 3-inch hole. Whoever put this in, I hate this damn thing. Whoever put that in, cut a 3-inch hole in my center flotation device, and then, as if that wasn't enough, he drilled a hole through that center flotation device to dump the water out, because that thing sucks water up. It brings it through this to cool it off, and then it runs it back through the hose, comes all the way over here, dumps it back out the hull, which is in that V-berth in the first section. Anyway, I'm not going to complicate the video. Where I'm sitting is going to be a bedroom, and this wall right over here is going to be there's going to be a doorway. Okay, the problem is, when you come up into that doorway, you got to step over this in order to get into the bedroom. There's a 17-inch gap between this and where the bed will start. Okay, a full-size bed from that wall will come to about, I don't know, right here. That's 54 inches. That's a full-size bed. Okay, so they actually made a version of this boat that had a bed up here, and that's what I want. I like having the two berths at the back. So see, you got one there, and then you got one over here. Okay, and then because the saloon couch has this lip going across here, like I said, there's going to be a wall coming all the way across here, and from that wall going out all the way along, All right, that's, I measured it. I forget now. I want to say it was 7 feet, something like that. Hold on a second. Easy, Whiskers, easy. Okay, so that's, oh, okay, that's 6 foot. My bad. So you get a 6 foot couch on both sides. And to be honest with you, my original plan was to put another piece of couch going across here. I decided against that, which is really going to shoot me in the butt, only because my solar system is going to be about 60 kilowatt hour, and my batteries are massive. They're huge. I was going to put them, well, I probably still could put them down here in the floor under the bed against the wall. I could actually utilize the space under the bed for my batteries, and then my all-in-one controller. I'll have to figure something out for it. I may put it over here on the wall. I don't know. The all-in-one controller for that thing, it's a G4. It's got a lot of really good aspects to it. I really like it. The only thing I'll have to do is, because the boat was originally designed on a 12 volt system, I'll have to get a step down converter from 48 volt to 12 volt to run my 12 volt system. So other than that, I can't really think of any problems with putting the bed all off to one side. There was a version of this boat where they had a doorway on this side and a doorway on that side, and I don't like the doorway that goes into the head. Yeah, ain't playing with that. I don't like that, because literally the toilet is literally like right here, the other side of the wall. Yeah, I'm not playing with that. I want that to be completely closed, sealed off, blah blah blah. I don't want to mess with that. So, and the thing that I like about the thing that I like about this plan is I can have, in the event that I had family or friends on board, I have the ability to sleep 2 here. I could literally sleep 3 where the sofa is, with the center section added in. And I've got 2 full-size berths at the back. So I mean, you're looking at 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 people technically. I don't know, 3 kids maybe right here on this, on the sofa thing, or you could leave it the way it is and divide them up into 2. I don't know, but it gives me options, and I like that. So most of the time it'll just be me on the boat, maybe one other person, I don't know. At some point I might find a woman that wants to put up with my bullshit. Yeah, it's one project at a time. I always say that, one project at a time. Sitting here playing with my beard. I got a haircut this morning, can you tell? No, look. I'm gonna show you. Watch. You can see it in the mirror. Can you see how that's done? So watch the other side. See, it's supposed to look uniform. I know. It looks like an Indian scalped me or tried to scalp me, right? Anyway. You know, I can't figure this out. Why is this all white and that's not? I don't understand it. I thought about dyeing this back brown. My hair used to be blonde. I'm getting off topic. Stop, stupid. Anyway, yeah. So if you come up with any ideas or suggestions, absolutely let me know. I have squirrel syndrome, so I have a hard time staying on topic. But anyway, this is all coming out as just like this, and I'm doing part of this so that when I go to do my windows, it just makes it easier for me to put the windows in, because I've got to prep the fiberglass and trim it and straighten it and blah blah blah, so that my windows don't leak anymore. And yeah, it'll ongoing process. Ongoing process. That's all it is. I love this boat. I really do. I think it's got so much potential. You know, these boats had such a good reputation, and I'm finding all the flaws that a lot of Prout owners don't know about. But I want to document it so that if they do have a Prout, they know how to fix it, you know? So, yeah. I will see everybody later in the next video. And if you have any comments, please leave me comments. I love comments. Please leave a thumbs up. YouTube is not friendly to us peons, you know, unless you got 100,000 followers. They just don't acknowledge you, you know. If I get one follower, I'm truly thankful. I'll talk to everybody that responds. So please feel free to comment, and hell, if you want to chat, let me know, and I'll either shoot you my information and we can chat boat, chat whatever. I'm a people person. Anywho, y'all have a blessed day, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye bye.